Hi everyone, Einat Kessler here with the new card in the 12 Cards of Christmas series, and today we're going to make a really cool double slider card. I really love this card. Like always, you have a link to all the measurements for all the cards and this card in the description under the video. You can go ahead and download it for free, print it, and then pre-cut all the pieces you need to make all the cards. So these are all the pieces that we need. We're going to start with the base. This is going to be our stand of the card, because this double slider card is also going to stand, so it's double cool. We're going to score it at 4.5, 9, 9 7/8, and 10 3/4. So just make sure you align it correctly and then make all your score lines for the base, for the standing base. 9 7/8, and finally 10 3/4, which is going to leave us with a little tab where we're going to put our glue. Okay, just put that aside. Now we're going to make our mechanism. So we're going to bring one piece, and we're basically going to measure 3/8 from all 4 edges, and then we're going to draw lines so we'll know where we need to cut. We're basically making a big eye shape, so it's all going to make sense. So measure 3/8 from each side, and then I'm going to draw lines, not going all the way down, just to mark. Okay, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing from the other 2 edges. So again, I'm going to measure 3/8 and then draw a line. This time I'm going to draw a line from the top to the bottom because I need to cut along this line. So I want to make sure that I know exactly where I need to cut. So all the way from the top to the bottom, like this. Now you see we're going to cut away these parts here. So just bring your scissors and cut them out, and then we're going to get that shape of an eye, more or less an eye. Okay, cut that piece out too. Okay, next we're going to bring back our base and just fold it and close it into the stand. So we're going to apply glue, going to fold everything and then apply glue to the little tab at the end. Remember where we did the 10 3/4 score line? So there's a little tab there, and just fold it like this so it will make a stand, and this little tab here is where we're going to put our glue. This is how it should look. So just apply your glue and then attach the 2 parts, and then we'll have our stand. This is the base of the card. Everything is going to be attached to it. Okay, so now our stand is ready. Can move that aside for now. Next, you're going to bring your plastic piece. It's very important not to use those shopping bag plastics which make a lot of noise. I recommend using a Ziploc bag. The Ziploc has that thicker plastic and they're very quiet, so I just took a Ziploc and cut out a piece. So I'm going to wrap that plastic piece around the eye and put some adhesive on the edge. Make sure that you cut your double-sided tape exactly at the width of the plastic. We don't want any sticky parts to pop out, because then the mechanism will not work, because it will get stuck. So just feel with your finger that there is nothing sticky there. Okay, so we're going to remove the backing from the double-sided tape, which can be sometimes very annoying. You can't use liquid glue here. You can only use double-sided tape, otherwise it won't work. So make sure you have that in your stash. So I'm trying to remove the backing, which is really annoying because this is so strong, pulls out everything instead of just the backing. Okay, I got it. So we're going to make sure that we close it tightly, but not too tight. It should be able to move. If you have any excess, then trim it. Then make sure it can turn around the eye like this. Make sure there's no sticky parts. With your finger, if there is something sticky, just cut it away. So this should be turning like this around the eye. So make sure that it works properly. Okay, so the next part is to bring our panels. We have 2 panels and then 2 reinforcers. I'm going to round the corners. This is optional. You don't really have to do it. It just looks nicer, I think. So the reinforcers are going to be attached to the panels to make sure that they're thick enough and strong enough to be pulled back and forth, because that's the point of the slider. So once I've done that, I'm going to attach them together. So apply glue to the reinforcer, but not all the way to the top, because it's slightly longer than the panel, so it will have that little holding tab at the end. So when you attach it, align it in the center between the top and the bottom edges, and all the way to the side, to the left side. So this is what you should have. Make sure it's glued properly, and you see that there's a little tab there on the right. Do the exact same thing with the other panel and reinforcer. Each one is going to go on a different side, one to the right and one to the left. So align it to the center. Okay, this one is not straight, so I'm just aligning it properly, making sure it looks good. Okay, so I'm going to cover my panels with cover papers. Going to round the corners too. Again, this is optional, don't have to do this. Just applying glue, aligning it with my edges, making sure everything is centered, and then we can go ahead and attach them to our mechanism. Okay, so we're going to align the double-sided tape to the left part like this, and bring one panel, flip it over, and then put some double-sided tape on the straight edge. And again, make sure no parts are popping out. Again, I recommend using double-sided tape so no glue will move. Then we're going to align it with the edge of the eye and attach the panel to the plastic like this. So this is the first panel. See, it moves. Okay, next we're going to attach the second panel. So we are going to apply double-sided tape to this panel as well, but we're going to put it on the front this time, aligning it with the straight edge. Again, making sure no sticky parts pop out, otherwise it will not work because they will get attached. All the parts will get attached to each other, and instead of moving, you will get a disaster. So remove the backing, and then we're going to make sure, just making sure I'm doing things in the right order and in the right direction, otherwise it won't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this like that, flip this and align the straight line with the right side of the eye and attach it like this. So basically one panel is going to be in the front, one panel is going to be in the back. So when we pull them like this, isn't that cool? Each goes to the opposite direction. The plastic moves them from one side to the other. So our mechanism works. Now we can assemble the card. Next, we're going to put some double-sided foam tape on the back of the mechanism, on the top and the bottom, those little panels of the eye. We're going to cover them with foam tape. So I have this roll of foam tape. I'm just cutting pieces. If you have dots or any other shape, just make sure it covers the top and the bottom panels, because this is what's going to hold the card, so we want to make sure it's strong. So after remove the backing, we're going to bring back the base, the standing base, and then attach it to it. This card is really cool. I love this effect. Okay, so bring your card, your base, make sure that the stand faces the right way, then attach the card to the front, aligning it with all the edges. Make sure it's in the center, like this. Just removing some pencil marks. Okay. So next, we're going to hide the front with our front panel. So we're going to apply the same foam tape to the top and back and bottom panels, the eye panels in the front this time. Just make sure you cover the top and the bottom. Then remove the backing and attach the front panel. You have all the measurements in the link. Okay, so align it with the top and the bottom. This is easier this way to see that it's aligned. So attach it, and then you can go ahead and add your cover papers, your embellishments. Isn't that cool? I love this card. Okay, so now I'm just going to add my cover papers. You can embellish it any way that you want. you can write your message on the back of the card, or if you cover the panels, the sliding panels, with a solid color paper, you can also write your message on the panels. So when you open them, when you slide them to the sides, your message is visible. So I really hope you like this card. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video, so you won't miss anything, and you can follow all my tutorials and make all the cards and all the projects. So this card is so cool. Isn't that fun? Can do that all day. So I want to thank everyone for joining me, and I will see you next time.